Alright, you lot. I had other videos lined up. Stuff planned, structured, sensible. And then Summer Game Fest come along and drop-kicked my schedule into skip. Summer Game Fest didn't suck. Xbox actually showed up. And Splitgate 2, or all bloody games, has me questioning reality. So strap in, cause something's not right, and I intend to find catch. So let's talk about this so-called Summer Game Fest, yeah? Event that usually feels like 2 hours of cinematic edging followed by a CGI money shot for a game you'll never see again. And yet, this time, I stayed awake. Not out of obligation, not cause I were hate watching, I were interested. Proper interested. Now let's be clear, when I say something piqued me interest, that don't mean I've gone soft and I'm off to pre-order it. Can't fuck down. I can think a trailer looks good without needing to tattoo release date on my ass. Death Stranding 2? Look, I don't even fully understand first game, and yet I'm invested. Kojima shows up like Jeff's eccentric uncle with a suitcase full of LSD and lore, and suddenly I'm thinking about how this'll tie into the movie they're cooking up for 2027. Not cause I want to walk across America carrying a babby in a jar again, but cause I want to see where madness leads. Man makes fever dreams in 4K. Then there's Deadpool VR. Visually, cracked. Conceptually, chaos. It's kind of game I'd love to play, if it didn't make me in a rear scream for mercy. Motion sickness says no, but I'll be living vicariously through streamers, watching some poor sod dual-wheel chimichangas and stab people in slow motion while Deadpool breaks fourth wall like it owes him money. But one that grabbed me by balls, ill. Holy fuck, ill. Now that's day one purchase material. You know I don't buy games often, I hoard receipts like a Scottish dragon, but this, horror shooter, oozing tension, body horror cranked up to 11, it were like Fear and Resident Evil had a love child in an abandoned meat locker. I'm in. Expect gameplay on channel. Expect screams. Possibly mine. And then there's Sonic Racers Crossworlds. I don't care how old I am. Sonic's me lad. Always has been. But this ain't just a reskin or All Stars Racing with a new logo. This has crossover chaos, crossplay carnage, and enough Sega DNA to make me inner child fist pump. And if rumours are true about guest characters, we're in for some absolute nonsense. I'm tossing Yakuza lads drifting through Green Hill. Resident Evil Requiem? Not rushing for it, but it looks proper. 9th mainline entry, about bloody time. I'll play it, eventually, when hype dies down and I'm not being chased through my timeline by spoilers. Then you got Maybe Pile, Atomic Heart 2, Cube, few others that look like they might have some kick behind curtain. Not must-haves, but definitely maybe wills. And all of this has me sat here thinking, why hell was this showcase actually good? Jeff? You alright, mate? Blink twice if Activision ain't holding your dog hostage. Cause when most annoying thing you've done all night is try to make world premiere feel dramatic again, we might be in a timeline glitch. But then came the moment I dreaded. Jeff's been up there smiling like a man who's just farted in a lift and knows exactly what's coming, and out walks Ian Prue. Now don't get me wrong, I like Ian, smart lad, built Splitgate out of blood, sweat and portal physics, but moment he opened his mouth and said Battle Royale, I physically aged. I swear I felt Reaper tap on my shoulder. Oh fuck, I thought, here we go again. You know what, Score? Every studio and the dog's trying to carve out a slice of that BR pie, even though bloody thing's already mouldy. We've got more Battle Royales than people who still care about them. It's like announcing a new zombie game in 2014. You missed bus, mate. But I played it. I gave it a go. Not just on my own either, with both my sons. Now let me explain something to you. Getting all three of us into the same game, same match, same mood, that's rarer than a working AAA launch day. That's fucking magic. And you know what? It wasn't shit. It were actually, and I hate to say this out loud, fun. Like real fun. Not, oh, this has potential fun. Not, well, it's free, so whatever, fun. But actual moments of laughing, planning, panicking, yelling down Mike as one of us yeeted a portal straight through an enemy squad like a tactical Picasso. Biome shifting, brilliant. Collapsing zones, clever. Verticality plus portals, genius. And even though I still need a shit ton of practice, seriously, I've been clapped so many times I got PTSD from portal whooshes. It's most fun I've had in a BR since early Fortnite. Back before it turned into a TikTok nightclub with guns. Now, mid-March, I see a name pinged across map, XD Gara TV, and me and my youngest both went, whoop, we're fucked. Guy's a demon, legit cracked. I've seen him on X-Defiant 4, and now it's top of Splitgate 2 leaderboards. Tracker Network's got him pegged as #1. And if you never heard of him, trust me, your KD's grateful. But here's the thing, I didn't mind. That's right, I like going up against someone way better than me, because it didn't feel like SBMM were babysitting me. I got stomped, sure, but I learned, I adapted, and that's kind of matchmaking that makes you better, not bored. So to devs at 1047, if any of you are watching, keep SBMM as it is. Don't cave, don't overcorrect, it works. But, and this is a big one, so bloody ping. I've heard from a lot of players getting dropped into lobbies across Atlantic, stuck with 200 ms latency like the game in front bloody moon. You know better, you know ping is king, so tighten that up, make it region prioritised, and this thing will sing. Splitgate 2 ain't just holding me attention, it's earning me respect. And in this day and age, that's rarer than a bug-free Ubisoft launch. And just when I thought surprises were over, Xbox comes out swinging. Now normally their showcases are a coin toss, either a hype fest with no substance or a PowerPoint presentation disguised as excitement. But this one actually had me nodding along, like some smug bastard who just saw his bet coming. Now to be honest, only 3 games really made me sit up. Ninja Gaiden 4, finally, return of a blood-soaked ballet. If they nail combat, I'm in. No live service shite, just let me slice people up and scream into the void. Cronus, New Dawn. Don't know what black magic we used to make that trailer, but I'm interested. Genuinely interested. And Clockwork Revolution. Looks like someone kidnapped Bioshock devs and got them drunk and told them to make something mental, which, for record, I fully endorse. Now that don't mean others were rubbish. Far from it. Indiana Jones Great Circle. Look decent. DLC or not, I'll take it. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4. Absolute nostalgia nuke. Just don't ruin soundtrack, yeah? Someone has lived through 2000s with those songs as our religion. But let's be real, there were one moment I did tune out, Elder Scrolls Online. Jesus Christ. They keep wheeling this thing out like it's still 2015 and anyone gives a shit. We get it. You've added new mounts and slightly shinier sword. Whoop-de-doo. But it's the thing that really sold Showcase for me. It wasn't just games, it was strategy. Xbox ain't just tossing out exclusives like treats for starving fanboys. They're building summer. Play anywhere, cross-platform, backwards compatibility, Game Pass. They're not selling a console, they're selling freedom. Compare that to Sony's last showcase, what do we get? Half a dozen live service trailers and a gaming equivalent to lukewarm tea. Xbox, on the other hand, actually remembered they have first-party studios. Remembered they have bloody fanbase. Remembered why people game in first place. And then, because why not, they dropped Xbox Ally handheld. Sleek, powerful, and look like love child a Steam Deck and a military-grade toaster. I'll be grabbing one, not because I need it, because it's kind of flex that tells industry we're not following trends, we're setting them. Say what you want about Xbox's past flops. This generation, they're playing it long game, and they're playing it well. Now I can already hear some of you yelling, but Scotty, what about Call of Duty? What did you think at Black Ops 7 trailer? Mate, I thought that was shite. Not just meh, not just uninspired, repellent. That trailer could have cured insomnia. I knew it would caught moment door up and that soulless robot stood there like it were auditioning for next bloody Titanfall knockoff. It practically screamed, "Hey, remember Black Ops 2? Please clap!" And don't even start with mystery bullshit. Oh, psychological warfare. Nah, mate, it's same copy-paste just with sand and a voice filter. I didn't feel excitement. I didn't feel curiosity. I felt detachment. I've seen this game already. I've played this game already. They're not innovating anymore. They're just rearranging the same 12 dusty Lego bricks and charging 70 quid for privilege. But do you know what really made me physically recoil harder than that trailer? Ubisoft. Yeah, let's talk about Ubi's shit invasion coming to Game Pass. Assassin's Creed Shadows, Star Wars Outlaws, Crew Motorfest, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. On paper, it's a big win, right? AAA bangers landing on Game Pass, big shiny franchises, massive worlds. Yeah, no. Fuck that. I'm done. I'm done with Ubisoft. That publisher could release a game where you ride flaming panthers across Saturn and I still wouldn't touch it. They've spent the last decade squeezing every drop of soul out of the games, stuffing them full of busywork, bloat, battle passes and blandness. And now they're so desperate for relevance, they're chucking their entire catalogue into Game Pass like a clearance sale at a cursed blockbuster. And I know what some of you are thinking, but Scotty, if it's on Game Pass it's free? Don't piss off. I wanted to shovel garbage into my library just cause I didn't have to pay for it directly. I'd go to Steam and filter by mostly negative. Let me be crystal fucking clear. I'm never playing another Ubisoft game again. Not cause there's some petty boycott, not cause I'm being performative, cause they've burned every bridge, pissed on ashes, and tried to sell me a season pass to walk across rubble. They're creatively bankrupt, morally confused, and strategically lost. They could revive Splinter Cell tomorrow with full crossplay, photorealistic graphics, and Sam Fisher voiced by Morgan Bloody Freeman, and I still wouldn't touch it. They're not getting another chance. They're not getting re-review. They're getting left behind. And breathe, Scotty. So yeah, something's off this year. Summer Game Fest were actually good. Xbox didn't just show up, they showed off. Splitgate 2 pulled a rabbit out at Portal and made me enjoy fucking Battle Royale. Meanwhile, Call of Duty's still out here remastering Apathy and Ubisoft. Well, they're throwing all the failures into Game Pass like a skip full of soggy NFTs. And yet I'm sat here wondering, what's catch? Are we being lulled into hope for another year of microtransaction arseplay? Or, God forbid, are some parts of this industry finally learning the lesson? I doubt it, but hey, I'm watching. And tomorrow we go deeper. There's more I need to say about Splitgate 2. More you need to hear. Because if we're lucky, if we actually back rate games this time, maybe, just maybe, we can build something better than the cycle of overpaid deja vu we've been stuck in for years. So, join Discord, follow me on X, consider a channel membership. Comes with a complimentary twonk badge and emotional damage. Smash like it, subscribe, drop your thoughts below. Especially if you're ready to paint me over Deadpool VR or COD's robot fetish. And I'll see you next time, you magnificent